There have been many betrayals throughout history for as long as humans have existed. The proof of this is in the Bible. In the book of Genesis, Adam and Eve disobeyed God, betraying him and humanity by eating the fruit of the forbidden tree. Satan transformed into a snake and tricked the woman into eating the fruit. After partaking in the fruit, she convinced her husband, Adam, to also eat it. They were kicked out of the garden and original sin was born. The Bible has many examples of betrayal, such as Judas Iscariot, the man who betrayed Jesus himself. He was one of Jesus' disciples and a close friend, but even he betrayed Jesus and sold the information of where Jesus was to the Romans. Lucifer, the devil himself, was once an angel who rose up against God. He was corrupted by his own power and angered over having to worship Jesus, a God turned human. Outraged, he rebelled against God and was sent to hell. Of course, the Bible isn't the only religious script that notes betrayals in history. In Greek and Roman religion, Pandora opened the box that she was instructed not to and released the 7 deadly sins upon the world. Zeus gave her a beautiful box as a wedding gift, with the condition that she could never open the box. She couldn't stand not knowing and opened the box, and disease, poverty, misery, death, and sadness came out. Prometheus also betrayed Zeus by giving fire to the humans when he was forbidden from doing so. Prometheus felt that if humans had fire, they could evolve to become amazing creatures. Because he didn't want to live on Mount Olympus, he lived with the humans. He felt pity for them. They couldn't cook their food, get warmth, or have light in the dark. He begged Zeus to give them fire, but he refused, fearing that they'd become strong like the gods. Prometheus gave humans fire anyway, and was chained to a mountain. Now let's look at a non-religious point of view. Looking at today's history, America's history, we've been betrayed. Benedict Arnold betrayed his brothers in arms by telling British head of forces Sir Henry Clinton to come to West Point and he'd hand it over in exchange for money and a position in the British forces. Another case of betrayal was Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, a couple who was giving information to the Russians during the Cold War. They provided top-secret radar, sonar, and jet propulsion engines to the Soviet Union. In addition, they gave top-secret information about nuclear weapons to the Russians. With all these histories of betrayal, the public probably thinks it's a bad thing. But after interviewing some people, we decided that not everyone thinks it's a bad thing. Hello there, everyone. I am here with Miss Good to talk to her about betrayal. Betrayal has been present throughout history a lot. For example, Judas betrayed Jesus, Pandora opened the box and released the 7 deadly sins, but she also released hope. So what are your opinions on betrayal? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing, and why?
Okay, I believe that betrayal is a bad thing either way, because every time someone betrays, when you go against someone's trust, like when Judas went against Jesus, he did go against that trust that Jesus had. Now, Judas was necessary in God's ultimate plan. But if he had never betrayed Jesus, and if Adam had never betrayed God in the Garden of Eden, then we probably wouldn't have been in the mess that we're in right now. So I think betrayal is bad. And if Pandora had not have opened the box, none of the other negative things would have been here. So in absence of those, it would probably only been positive things. So I think betrayal is definitely a bad thing.
What a wonderful opinion. Thank you for your interview, Miss Good.
Thanks.
Is betrayal a good thing or a bad thing, and why?
Betrayal is justified and can be a good thing depending on the circumstances. For example, if people are going to be hurt and you have a conscience, a good conscience, betrayal is justified. That's my opinion. It all depends.
And what an interesting opinion that is. I agree with you completely, Senor. Thank you for this.
You're welcome, Randy.
Is betrayal a good thing or a bad thing, and why?
Well, on a personal level, when somebody betrays you, it's never good because you do break trust between two people or two groups. But as you say, in history, sometimes betrayal, it's a good thing that it happens because it kind of changes the course of history, sometimes for the better.
Thank you for the interview. So do you think betrayal is a good thing or a bad thing, and why?
I feel like it could go both ways, because betrayal could obviously be a bad thing in terms of somebody doing something good, not liking that, and betraying that person and doing something wrong. But I feel like it could be a good thing too, because like say your friend's gonna rob a store, and then you're supposed to be the getaway guy, or you're supposed to help like get the cash out of the register, and then you're like, I think that's awful, so you betray them and don't do it. Or you could just turn them in or something, So yeah.
That's a good point. Thank you for the interview.
You're welcome.